All right, everybody, welcome to this TTC interview. And today, my special guest is none other than Pistol213rd. How you doing, Pistol?
Good. How about yourself, Ogden?
I'm doing great. All right, so we're gonna get on with the first question, and the first question I'm gonna ask you is, of course, in your video when you shouted me out, you said you hated the Cavaliers owner. Why do you hate the Cavaliers owner?
Well, you see, a few years ago, I don't remember if you remember the Chris Paul trade, and we were going to give up Odom and Gasol for him. So, anyway, the Cavaliers owner, Dan Gilbert, had a problem with it. He's one of the bitch-ass owners that called up the commissioner and had our trade blocked.
Hmm.
So, yeah, I think he's a bitch for that. And as far as the LeBron James thing goes, I just think he went back to Cleveland for attention. How you gonna talk all that shit about Cleveland, saying you'll never go back there, this and this and that, then all of a sudden, just to get media coverage, you do it. But nonetheless, he got the job done. Nobody thought he would bring a title to Cleveland or any type of championship whatsoever will ever been in that city, and it finally happened after how many years? 60-something years. 50 plus
50
years, something like that.
2 years. Yeah, it was crazy, but
It happened after how many years?
it was crazy to see that they finally won it, and they upsetted the Warriors, coming back down 3-1. I mean,
Yeah.
that's probably one of the biggest. I don't know. That kind of will boil into my next question right now. What do you think's more of a show car is going 18-1 or going 73-9 and losing in the finals?
I was just getting ready to say, man, it's kind of the same similarity.
Yeah,
They beat the 72 Dolphins record, but they didn't. The Patriots meaning they beat the record, the first team to ever go 18-0. But when you don't win a
hmm
championship, it doesn't mean diddly squat, because at the end of the day, you're competing for a championship. And to me, the it's just the Warriors and Patriots choke was the same. The
yeah.
Warriors choke was kind of worse because they were down 3-1 or
Oh,
up 3-1, excuse me. And then they let Cleveland storm back and win, and that's never been done before in NBA Finals history, from what I understand.
yeah. It's never been happened. I believe the record was 32-0. Every team that's been up 3-1, and then Cavaliers come back and they become the team to break it.
I wish my team did it in 2004. I'll tell you that much. We were down
Yeah,
3-1 and ended up losing in five, of course, to the Detroit Pistons. I wish
yeah.
we had the spark.
All right, and my next NBA question would be, I'm not sure if it's going to happen, but they said there was rumors it might, but I doubt it because of the way LeBron James talked. But how would you feel if LeBron James played for your Lakers?
Well, I'm not a big LeBron dick rider. I'll have LeBron support, but I'm not gonna kiss. I'm not gonna kiss his ass. He's on my team. I'm gonna support him. That's about it. But I'm not gonna buy his apparel. I'm not gonna buy his jersey.
Yeah,
Not like I felt the same way about Artest before he became a Laker. I didn't like him as an athlete, but to me, LeBron James. I call him LeBron Kardashian for a reason. He's all about himself, and
hmm
to me, Kyrie Irving played a big part in this series.
yeah, that was a pretty upset. That was a shocking three he made at the last second. I mean, but then also you got to think the LeBron James block kind of helped boiled into that too, though.
Yeah, true.
But
I'm not taking any
if he
away
didn't make that,
from LeBron. Bottom line is, to answer your question, I wouldn't mind LeBron, but being a Laker, but I'm not gonna be on his nuts. You know what I'm saying?
I kind of felt the same way when he played for my Heat. I mean, he's on my team. I'm supporting the Heat. Basically, that's my
Right,
team. So
right. I'm a Lakers fan first. Whatever is best for my team. I don't care what we do.
yeah,
Personally, I'd rather have Kevin Durant over LeBron, but
yeah,
that's me.
yeah. Because Kevin Durant's younger and faster and strong. I mean, he's not stronger, but he's faster though. So, and
Right.
plus,
He's been in the finals once, but
yeah,
that's a team that choked and let Golden State come back.
All right, so let's get to some Raiders questions here. Uh, I'm pretty sure you heard of the rumors. Well, I've heard of the rumors. Now, I guess the big rumor is now that the Raiders might possibly move to Las Vegas now. So my question to you is, if the Raiders move to Las Vegas, would you still represent them?
Absolutely. I mean, it's about a good 5 hours from me. I got
Yeah.
family out there, and as long as they're wearing the colors and they have the Raider emblem on them, that's my team. But if
Yeah.
I cannot imagine us changing our colors completely and changing the name just like the Thunder did. The Seattle SuperSonics did moving to OKC. I couldn't imagine that shit happening, dude. But I couldn't be a fan of the NFL anymore if that were to happen. But as long as they have the name Raiders on there, they're good to go with me.
Yeah. I think they wouldn't even change their colors or anything. I think they would just stay. They would just call themselves the Las Vegas Raiders, in my opinion. But
Right. Did,
I mean,
do,
it's way
do they
better.
to
To
LA?
move, yeah, it's
Keep the
way
color.
better for them to move to Las Vegas than it is to San Antonio, though, because they'd be closer in a way because they're not that far from Oakland. They're like what, like you said, 5 hours or something.
Yeah, they ain't far from LA either. So
Yeah, so I
um,
mean, it's not like the only
LA
difference is in different
the LA
states.
fans will be traveling to Las Vegas. So
Yeah,
it's a
like I
team.
said, the only difference is they'd be called Las Vegas instead of Los Angeles or Oakland. So I
Right.
mean,
It would be interesting to see because there's never been a professional sports team out there ever. So it'll be interesting how that plan pans out. But so far, it's going in their favor. But then again, you got Ronnie Lott trying to help us stay in Oakland. That's what the rumors are anyway.
yeah, and then but also for Las Vegas though, what I've been hearing is they've been trying to like get like an MLB team and then a Las Vegas. They're gonna try to get like an NHL team. I mean, it's like crazy, pretty
Yeah,
crazy now.
they tried moving my LA Kings out there.
Yeah, that wasn't successful though the
Right.
King because the Kings won their two championships there. It's got to
Right.
be like a team where they would have to move that has no success in their franchise.
They're even talking about getting a team NHL team up in Seattle too. Like they're trying to bring the sports image back to Seattle. All they got right now is the Sonics, or excuse me, the Seahawks.
Yeah, they're trying to, but I mean, we'll see how they do. I mean, the way it is, I mean, the thing it boils down to is pretty much money, and then stadiums and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah, true.
All right. So my next question is, being in the TTC for almost 4 years now, about to be 4 years. Who is your least favorite vid maker, and then who is your most favorite vid maker, and why?
Mm, I don't really, I don't really have a most favorite vid maker, but if you're making me pick one, it's probably D Town. And I don't know. And my least favorite, I don't know. It's a tough one. There's so many, but if you're
Yeah.
making me pick one, uh, hmm, I don't know. There's so many. I don't have an answer for that one.
Yeah, it's a tough one. That's why I had to put the least one in there to make it tough for you.
Right.
It, there's a lot of tough ones out there, but I've seen like
Well, if you're boiling down, I'm not too impressed with this rookie class.
yeah, yeah, it's pretty small. I mean, if you want to say though, I think probably the best one, which will probably be the rookie of the year because of how small, how unimportant this class is. But every class so far has been unimportant for the past 3 years. But if you want to
Right.
ask, it'd probably be TTC Savior to get the rookie of the year because he's probably the most
Yeah,
interesting.
true. I mean, he's the only rookie standing out so far.
Yeah, there hasn't been like a landslide. That's what I've been saying. Like for the
Not even a mission. This RWA member we just got. I'm not being biased or anything, but he's got potential to be a pretty good trash talker. I mean, that's the Raider way, man. We trash talk anybody.
yeah.
That's the culture, pretty much.
All right, this one's gonna be pretty. This question's pretty interesting. Uh, if Jordan never existed in the NBA, who do you think would be the greatest of all time right now?
If Jordan never existed,
Yeah.
I'll probably have to say Reggie Miller.
You think?
Yeah, probably. Without Jordan, I think Reggie Miller would have at least 2 to 3 rings.
Yeah, probably. You're probably right. But also with the whole thing, you can't really say Kobe or LeBron now because those
Yeah,
two were
because
inspired
that
by
was after that they were pretty much after the fact.
yeah, they were kind of inspired by Jordan. So
I don't know. I want to say Iverson too because remember that cross move, that famous crossover he did on
yeah,
Jordan, he swished it right in his freaking face.
yeah, that was pretty crazy right there when he
That's
did
one of
the
the
cross.
famous moves of all time, to be honest with you.
Yeah, if Jordan never existed, those two probably could have had rings right now.
Yeah, Iverson probably could have.
Had
Uh,
a,
no, I don't know. The Sixers weren't good until the year 2000.
it probably would have been a rivalry between the Sixers and the Pacers in the
Yeah,
playoffs. What
true,
happened?
true.
So
Or maybe the Orlando Magic, Penny Hardaway would have got a ring or two. I don't know.
yeah, that's pretty interesting to see how that would have boiled out. But in the end, Jordan existed in the NBA, and he's dominated the NBA, and he
But then
did his
again, you
thing.
can make the argument Jordan left the Bulls and wasn't very successful in DC, but he had good individual games.
Yeah, that's where his game started to went down. But after that, I mean, but that was all before all after his prime, though. So
And if you watch that magic moment, the whole NBA was breathing when he announced his retirement to go play baseball. It's like, wow, he's gone now. Everybody's got the NBA is pretty much wide open.
yeah, and then he comes back and takes over again.
Yep.
I think he retired for like what 3 times.
Yeah, I believe so. Speaking of Chicago Bulls, I don't know if it's true or not, but I heard D Rose went to the Knicks.
No, it's true.
I
I
thought
believe.
I thought they weren't supposed to make a decision until like I don't know later next month.
I don't know. I don't know. It's crazy though. But I heard they involved in the trade. The Knicks traded Robin Lopez to the Bulls, so and they required Derrick Rose. I think they're trying to build that big three rebuilding mode for New York.
Well, good luck keeping him healthy. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, they're not gonna keep him healthy. I don't think because we've seen millions of times he's promised to be healthy and he never really does what he's gonna say.
Right.
So I don't think it would work out for the. I still think it'd be Carmelo and just dominating games by himself.
Uh huh.
So I don't think there would be much of a big three.
Right. Right.
All right. So in case anybody hasn't known, this is gonna be your last year in the TTC. What made you decide this is gonna be your last year?
Well, to be honest with you, ever since January or February, I haven't been really feeling the drive to make videos anymore. And plus, I'm a grown man in my mid 20s. I got to figure out things, what to do in life, and I'm kind of growing out of this, to be honest with you. But I'm barely holding on by a thread this year. I was going to do it this year, but I refuse to leave without seeing my team at least have a good season. But because of all the years, of course, you've known me crowing a lot because my team can't back me up. But to be honest with you, I think I have a strong feeling about my Raiders. First time I had in over a decade.
Yeah, the Raiders are doing pretty good. I mean, and
Plus,
then the AFC
a lot of
West.
personal things I'm not gonna get into because I don't make videos talk about my problems like some of these motherfuckers do on here. So
Yeah,
yeah, it's just a lot of things came up, man. It's part of growing up in life, and
exactly.
as I said, I'm kind of starting to grow out of this. But if when I do retire, and this is not a phase or nothing, I'm firm about it. I'm not gonna make this video saying, "Oh, I'm gonna announce my retirement and come back." No, that's not what I'm gonna do. I'm not Brett Favre. I'm a man of my word. If I say I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. And this is. It took me a while to make the decision. First of all, because there's a lot of things to think about. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but what was I gonna say? yeah, this TTC stuff, it ain't forever. I mean, eventually it takes a toll on you, and I mean, you can only do so much in the TTC before it's time to go. And
Yeah, I think that time of the light is that tunnel, that light at the end of the tunnel is here for me, and I just got things to handle, and plus then if my team, even if my team doesn't make the playoffs, even if my team doesn't win the Super Bowl, because I know the idea is to try to retire from the TTC when your team wins the championship. Well, I've witnessed 2 championships with my LA Kings since being on YouTube, so that's pretty good. And I've seen my Dodgers in the postseason, and I've seen my Lakers in the postseason once, but ended up getting swept by San Antonio. And that's
yeah,
another thing that's driving me away. It seems like the enemy team is winning. Like you got the Giants, San Francisco Giants winning 3 World Series every other year. The Denver Broncos just winning the Super Bowl. It's like I'm running out of fuel to talk, man.
yeah. But I mean, we'll see what the Raiders can do. I mean, the AFC West is pretty much wide open. I mean, Broncos don't got that elite quarterback that they want now. They got Sanchez because of Osweiler going.
Yeah,
And
and
Chiefs,
believe me. And
Chiefs,
then
and you guys are going to be competing now. Who knows what the Chargers are going to do?
yeah, they ain't gonna do shit, dude. They don't spend money on nobody. They ain't gonna do shit. They're basically the Philadelphia Eagles of the AFC West, or the AFC rather. And
Yeah,
another thing, back to my retirement. As I was gonna say, as I said, even if my team doesn't make the playoffs or do anything spectacular, I'm still gonna go no matter what. No matter what the circumstances. I just think of other great trash talkers that left here without seeing a good season with their team. They've seen a decent seasons, but not good enough. You know what I mean? So a happy ending would be winning a Super Bowl. Would be the Raiders winning the Super Bowl. But like they say, in reality, there's no happy endings to stories all the time.
yeah.
Like
It's always
when I say great trash talkers, I'm talking about people like Boss Dog, A Train, um, shit. Who else is there? Yeah, there's a lot of good vid makers that haven't seen a decent season with their teams. Like the Dallas Cowboy fans finally seeing a playoff, 2 playoff wins since the TTC's been around.
yeah.
Yeah, so there's a lot. There's a lot of great trash talkers that left here without going on top. You know,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
that's at the back of my mind. Like if it could be years for your team to go on top like that, years. But I'm pretty sure my team's gonna do something special this year, and I hope they do because I'd like to retire on top.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't happen, then it is what it is. Life goes on.
Pretty much. All right. So my next question for this would be, what would your future be on YouTube then after you're done with the TTC?
Like I said, I stated in that video, I'll make videos when something special occurs, like such as if I go on vacation somewhere, I'll make like a vlog and put a bunch of clips and shit together, and or if Lakers do something in the championship, I'm not gonna come on here and smack talk, but you might see a little celebration video from me, but I'm not gonna come on here and bash people anymore.
Yeah. So RWA, you're the leader. Is there any possible leader? Is there anybody you would pass the torch to be the leader, or is there not really anybody in your group that you would pass the torch to be the leader?
Well, that's kind of tough to say. It's pretty much up for grabs. I mean, they're all great video makers. It's hard to make a decision like that, but Doomsday seems to know to Doomsday and original Raider. I know he hasn't made videos in a while, but if he decides to stay and I go, I'll give the torch to him because we created the group together. We came up
Yeah,
with a decision together to make the group. But if we retire together, I'm a hand it to Doomsday because
yeah,
he knows how to hold it down.
yeah. Doomsday. Yeah, Doomsday seems like he knows this stuff, so he would be pretty much the option then for to be the leader.
And he's been active in the off season, making videos. So
Yeah, I've seen you the AFC West going at it pretty much this year. This is pretty
yeah,
much the
first time in TTC history, for what I understand.
yeah, it's crazy. Now, if only we could get, I mean, if only we could get more charges, vid makers, that'd be pretty interesting too. Then to see all the AFC West go at it.
Yeah, there's not a possible thing the Chargers could say to defend themselves. I mean, they're that team is a complete joke.
Yeah,
They beat us 10 straight games, and they still can't catch up to us. We still own them all time.
yeah, all-time record. Yep. But
Yep, that's the Michael Rand theory.
yeah, the micro. Yeah,
To an extent, he does have a point.
yeah, with the all-time record. But I mean, what I'm saying is like, would you really want to bring that up after a playoff game though? Like if you would be
Yeah,
someone.
it all boils down to the playoffs. Like I said, if your team doesn't win a championship, the season's a failure. Like say the Raiders went 15-1 and we lost in the AFC Championship game, that season's going to be a failure.
Yeah, let's say you lose to a team that you own the all-time record to. Would you want to be saying that, or would you want to just? I wouldn't want to be saying that because honestly, what does it matter if the all-time record? I mean, that team's going to the Super Bowl, so they got a possible chance to win it.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
the all-time record is there for a reason.
there's teams out there like the Bears. They own the all-time record against the Packers by 2, but nobody really seems to bring that up because of Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre owning them. So
Right, right. And, like 49
yeah,
cents, Brett Favre is arguably one of the best quarterbacks of all time.
yeah. And then you put Aaron Rodgers in the mix, and that's pretty much going to jeopardize their all-time record pretty soon.
Yeah.
But my next question would be, after this year, what will you miss most of the TTC about the TTC?
Just making videos in general. Like the TTC is entertainment. At the end of the day, it's fun. You get good laughs off of this, and I'll still I'll still watch it. I'm just not gonna be actively making vids no more. You know what I mean? I'll still be watching it without a doubt if it's still here. I mean, YouTube is on a big censorship Nazi right now, and that's part of the reasons why I'm deciding to leave. Because when you censor the TTC, man, it doesn't make it fun anymore.
Oh yeah, that's what I've been hearing is that they've started to make it more censorship and stuff, and that's what I feel. Honestly, me and some other people have been talking. We've been saying how the TTC would possibly die, and they've been saying that could possibly be the reason why the TTC would die is if censorship, just vid makers can't do their thing anymore. They can't say what they want to say because of all that.
You're basically taking away the freedom of speech. But the YouTube, if they're watching this video, it's all entertainment. Like half of the beef you see in the TTC is not even real at all. It's just
Yes.
on here to talk your stuff, talk your football. That's why I'm going to try to keep it football this season. And I don't really want to do much of what I want to do, but I don't know, man. Censorship is a big problem, and
Yeah.
I'm the one. Obviously, obviously, I curse a lot in my videos, so obviously, I'm against censorship.
Hmm.
So I think it's silly, but it is what it is.
Yeah, it's
And we
what they. Yeah, I mean, I can understand about the whole copyright infringement thing, but then other than that, I mean, if you got to
I
do
can
censor,
understand exposing the people's info too, which
yeah,
I don't even do.
but I mean, saying like censoring stuff out though and stuff like that, I mean, I just don't understand that.
Yeah, not only us, it kills other Rose channels too.
Yeah, exactly. But got a couple more questions for you before we wrap this interview up. Uh,
Hmm.
what do you feel? What do you feel about the new new vid makers? I mean, other than TTC Saver, what about that new one, Dark Chief? You think he's kind of wacky?
Hmm.
I,
He already shot himself in the foot, saying he was a Niner fan at one point, and he had to choose his team based off a fucking video game. So he's in trouble there.
the whole theory about when he said he just became a fan 3 years ago, I kind of don't believe that because
I
it's
don't
kind of
know.
hard.
Plus, I don't know. He's obviously under the age of 18, so I'm not gonna fuck with him too much.
Yeah, but
And
I just
that's another thing that's killing the TTC, man. You got these little kids watching our material, and they try to come in here, but they can't. They can't. They could dish it, but can't take it. So what do? They press the flag button.
oh yeah. I mean, there was one little kid though when he first came in and the TTC came around when he was little, and that was Danny Golden. But the thing about Danny Golden is he never flagged anybody's videos or nothing like that. But
People still kick him around like a rag doll today.
yeah, I think he's getting a lot of heat for both his teams losing the championships.
Yeah, it must be a tough day in Bay Area sports. The Sharks losing, and now the Warriors losing, and that probably put a death to the Warriors bandwagon. I mean, you can
Much.
be 73-9 all you want, but did you win the championship? Nope.
Yeah.
But I guess that's where the factor comes in. All-time record don't mean nothing when it comes to that.
Yeah, pretty much.
In a regular season game, I guess you can make the argument. But once playoff hits, nothing matters. Nothing.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I like Rand as a vid maker though, but what I'm saying is like, why do you got to bring it? Rivalries. I can understand you bring the all-time record up because that's a rival, but you're bringing up an all-time record where you're facing a team by like every 4 years. Do you kind of get that?
Yeah, like, and if you go by that logic, we own the Niners by a game.
Yeah, exactly. So what I'm saying is like, do you really want to bring that up every single hate week? I mean, after a while, it gets kind of boring.
True, but if it's close, like say we're close by a game, then you could kind of bring it up because you're obviously trying to grab it. But if you're up by like 20 games, it's a stupid argument.
Yeah.
Like the Miami Dolphins, I'm starting to hate them now because they've beat us in a span of 20 something years. We've only beat them like twice,
Yeah.
and it's kind of frustrating to me. Last time we beat them was '07 with Dante Culpepper as our QB.
Oh yeah. That was 9 years ago, so long
Yep,
time.
I ain't gonna bring that up no more, obviously.
Yeah, because that was 9 years ago, and it's pretty much in the past.
Yeah.
All right. Last question. Who's your pick for the Super Bowl? I know you want to say the Raiders, but Raiders and somebody else, but logically, who would you think right now as your pick for the Super Bowl?
Tough to say. Uh, I'd say the Packers got a shot,
Yeah.
and the as far as AFC, that's not my team. I don't know. Maybe New England's in it every goddamn year, so
You know,
obviously. But
they're always in the debate.
if you're saying not to pick my team, I'd go with Packers and New England, 12 on 12, Brady
Yeah,
versus Aaron Rodgers.
that would draw a lot of ratings, that Super Bowl.
Oh yeah.
But in the way you feel though, you would want to say the Raiders. You would want to say Raiders, but we'll see what
Yeah,
happens. Anything can happen on any day. If the Raiders could play, get on a groove, and get into the playoffs and start whacking teams around.
I must say, if I do win the Super Bowl, it would be one of the most epic exits in TTC history.
Yeah, it'd be one of those fairy tale stories right there. You
Right?
win, you go out on top. I wonder if that would save you guys from moving there to Vegas, or would it even make a difference?
No, it wouldn't make a difference because after we won the Super Bowl in '80,
Oh yeah,
a couple years later they moved to Los Angeles, so it didn't. doesn't really make a difference. But
They
I'm
do
sure
move.
if and a lot of people think I fell into depression when they announced they they weren't going to move to Los Angeles, which it did. It hit me hard. It's like somebody stabbing you with a knife. I admit, ever since then, I wasn't pretty much the same video maker, but at the end of the day, you're still supporting the team, and I'm happy they're in Oakland at least for the time being. But if they move to Vegas, I'm still gonna be a fan, or San Antonio, or Pluto, Mars, wherever. As long as they have the name Raiders, that's my team.
Think about it. Las Vegas is pretty much the closest to uh, to Los Angeles and Oakland than San Antonio. So that'd probably be the
Right.
best fit if you
And if
would
they
if you would
move
move
to
any.
Vegas, I'll go to at least two games a year, guarantee.
They wouldn't honestly. They'd be bringing in a lot of money. They already bring in a lot of money with the casinos and everything. So that would bring in a sports event.
And then there's probably gonna be slot machines in the stadiums and shit.
Yeah,
There's slot machines everywhere you go in Vegas, man. The fucking grocery store, the gas station, anywhere.
they'll have them inside the stadium while the games are going on and stuff. People go in there and play.
I got family members that still live in Vegas because I lived in Vegas as well.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't think it would make. I mean, it's whatever makes the owner happy. I guess. I think he's going to try to do what your Pat. I mean, Al Davis did. So he's going to do what his father did. He's going to rebel against the NFL and do it anyways.
Right, right.
But I think it's going to take like a couple years before everything gets all settled in and they get the deal done. So I think you guys will be in Oakland for like a couple more years probably. Then you'd probably move.
Yeah, absolutely. And for those that were expecting this interview a couple hours ago, there was technical difficulties.
Yeah, you can't do it. You can't. I mean, I could have done it, but my battery would run low. So
Right, right.
plus,
Because I advertised it as 8 p.m. Eastern. It was 2 hours late. Whatever. What's 2 hours?
it's 2 hours. All the only thing that matters is the interview was done today, and we did it. And it was an honor to have you again for a third time. I believe this is the fourth time because of the RWA thing, but this is the third time with you solo.
Yeah,
So
it's always an honor to be on here, and it's pretty good. Interviewing video makers, it helps get exposure out there for the vid maker.
the
You
more
know,
credibility,
probably don't tune in unless you see the big time trash talkers. But I'm the one. I'm not taking too much pride in myself, but I opened the chapter for Raider trash talkers on here. I mean, because you got Raider YouTubers, but they're not in the TTC.
yeah,
I mean, it seems like we're divided from those guys, but we're not. I watch their videos. I say their videos are helpful because they analyze the team. You got the analysts, and then you got the trash talkers, which is us, the RWA.
yep, pretty much, and
I've tried being an analyst. It's just not me, man. It's just
yeah.
not me. That's why I'm thinking about, hey, maybe it's time to retire.
You're retired. You're already known as the guy who put the Raiders on the map, so you'll always be remembered for that. Once
I'm
you're,
I'm honored to hear that, and like I said, it wasn't an easy decision, but real life comes before
Yep,
YouTube. Period.
exactly.
And plus, like I said, I'm just growing out of it, man. I'm running out of material, and if you play a team so many times, what else can you possibly say about that team?
Yeah, especially the rivals too. You play them every 2 years, so every
Like,
year.
what do you call it? Like the Dodgers and Giants, that's running low.
Yeah. Yep. But it was a pleasure having you. Is there any last thing you want to say before we wrap this interview up?
Has anybody commented in the thing?
Let me see. Um,
Anybody commented in the
Surprisingly, nobody. But I guess they just wanted to tune in and watch. I guess
How many
I,
views did we get?
I was gonna leave the door open for them if they wanted to say anything, but I guess nobody had to say anything. So, but is there
How
any
many?
other
How
any
many
other
viewers did we have?
right now? It says two.
Oh, they'll probably tune in later.
Yeah, probably watch it later. Plus, it's late though in the east on the East Coast, and there's.
Yeah.
But yeah, any other thing you want to say? Any other goodbyes you want to say before, or you want to give anybody a shout out or anything?
Yeah, like I said, shout out to Stephen Rose, and shout out to my brothers in the RWA, and yeah, big shout out to Stephen Rose. He's one of the people that introduced the TTC for me. He's the one that thoroughly explained what it was all about. I knew it was what it was all about because I was watching a couple video makers before I decided to join, but actually talking to somebody from the TTC, and we got a hate week in Mexico coming up, so that'll be an interesting hate week.
Yeah,
The first
I've
ever
heard
game
about.
in Mexico, Monday Night Football.
Yeah, they're starting to make games in the NFL more international games, like for one game or something.
Yeah, which
Um,
I personally think is dumb because what if it takes away a home game for a
it
team.
does.
But then again, it's not taking a home game away from us Raider fans because, as somebody would jokingly say, Cholos like the Raiders, and that's home field advantage for us.
Yep.
All right, well,
But
good to
yep.
have. Thank you for having me on again.
Yeah, it was a pleasure having you on again, and good luck this season. Hopefully, best of luck to your Raiders.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
This is Matt Ogden and Pistol213rd, and we're signing out. Peace.